Hi, I'm Gabby from Ray Studios, and today I'm gonna be reviewing the 7 Artisans 50mm f1.8. First, unboxing. Yeah, that was a fast unboxing. Let's get that out of the way. And this is what it really matters. That's basically all it is on the box, plus the instruction manuals and the guarantee card. And this thing, my friend, this is really tiny. I mean, I hold it with 2 fingers and pretty much the lens disappears. You don't see it anymore. This is how tiny this is. This is like a pancake lens, and it's a 50 f1.8. Now, the first thing that will go to your mind, is the same thing it goes through my mind, is this kinda sucks. I mean, it's so small. How can this possibly perform? And you'll be surprised. It is actually really good. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a look at how this little lens performs on the test chart. As you can see at f1.8, it is actually pretty sharp with good contrast. It is actually pretty good, even at edge to edge. Look at the corners, it's still pretty good. As you stop it down, it gets sharper and sharper, but the amount of sharpness increases very slowly, since at f1.8 it is actually very sharp. So performance-wise, it is actually really good. But let's go back into what's the size about this lens. Like I say, it is really tiny. So let me just show you how this looks like mounted on a Sony a6300. So there you have it, mounted on a Sony a6300, and you can see this is tiny. This is really small. And just to give you a reference, I will put next to it, this is the 7 Artisans 25mm f1.8. So it's half the focal range, the same aperture, and it's about the same size, actually maybe even smaller. So this is really small. And just to give you a reference, so this is basically the 50, next to it I'm putting the 25, and here is the Sony size 55 f1.8. This is not an actual very big lens. There is another Sony 50 f1.4, which is like big, like really big, but so this is supposed to be a relatively small 50mm lens, and look at the size difference. They're like, this is a really big size difference. So this is fantastic because it doesn't only have good performance, which actually it really does. I remember when I reviewed this one, I remember I was getting a lot of vignetting, transmission wasn't as good as it wasn't really like a f1.8 when it comes to light. It was more like a T 2.2, 2.1. It's still pretty good. It was very sharp. There was a bit of distortion, a bit of vignetting. You don't find any of these problems with this lens, and they're about the same price. So it's pretty fantastic. I love the fact that it's so small, so discreet. I put it on my black camera and it's just, you know, it looks like flash, like it belongs in this camera. So I really like this lens. I'll let you see here some samples. Basically, I can tell you this lens, it is not that easy to focus. At 50 f1.8, you are gonna need to punch in to see if you are really on focus or not, especially when you're a wide open. But other than that, it is a fantastic lens, great performance. I love the fact that it's so tiny, and it has good color reproduction, low chromatic aberration. I really love this thing, and it's incredible how cheap it is. Anyway, if you like this review, please don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe.